Hi, I'm Sannette Nicole, and you're chasing chicken with Fat Fly Freddie Lee.
Live in your area code. You're now listening to the new Fat Fly Freddie Lee. Check it out. Roll the dice, my baby needs shoes. Can't eat dreams, my babies need food.
I'm from Harlem, the best place ever, the Black Mecca, and I'm very proud of it. I wear it as a badge of honor. It's a part of everything I do creatively. I think 100% being from Harlem and seeing how fashionable and fly and decadent we are definitely inspired me from, I would say, 4 or 5 years old on to get into the fashion industry. I think I knew since forever, inadvertently, I would always be in situations where I would style people without even knowing that I was styling them when I was really young. And then one day, how I knew professionally that I wanted to be in the industry is one day, my dad, who was in the music industry, was doing a video shoot for some artists that were getting shot to a label, and he needed a stylist. And he always saw me curating my own looks and helping friends and family out. And I think I was about 19 years old. He gave me the whole shoot to myself. I was responsible to recruit designers, to pull pieces. Last minute, about a few minutes before we were starting to roll, the designers bailed on me, and I had a bunch of scarves and materials in my duffel bag, and I just went to town. I styled 20 people with a bunch of scarves and random pieces in my duffel bag, and the shoot came out perfection. And since then, I knew this is what I'm meant to do. I'm a stylist, and that's the day I really became an official professional stylist. Ooh, that's hard. I have a slew of stylists. Number one inspiration.
Give me three. Give me three.
Right.
Give me three.
When I blow up, because I don't say if, when I make it to where I consider it to be blowed up. I don't ever want this to come back and bite me just because I work with them. But I wasn't one of the inspirations. But no, I have a slew of them for many different reasons. One of them being Lisa Hilton, which is like she says, respect the architect. She is an architect. She is the powerhouse stylist behind many celebrities. Missy Elliott, Little Kim, iconic looks. All the zhuzh that new artists are inspired by, those looks were curated by her. So I have much respect for her. I actually took some seminars with her a few years back. She's super awesome, very much down to earth, beautiful soul, single mom. Just so I identify, with her journey, and I respect it. So I love her. June Ambrose, who is the stylist behind names like Jay-Z, who is my favorite artist. Please do not debate me. That is not ever up for debate in life. So that's that. So just his style and how it's evolved, and how a part of that, or how integrated she was into that process, is just amazing to me. Love her spirit also. I've seen her all over. And she's like a brand. She's a household name. She's a powerhouse. So I admire that. I would say a third. Well, if you only have three. Okay, I would say Andre Leon Talley. Okay, because Andre, this is Talley, okay? Put some respect on his name. It's amazing. He was style fashion editor at Vogue, I believe, and he is responsible for a host of other styles in celebrity and fashion culture as we know it. He is absolutely fabulous in every way forward. All three people I mentioned happen to be African Americans. I do admire, other people in the business that are not African American, but I just think that it's so powerful to see them in the positions that they were in, and to see them work from the ground up to get to where they were. And so it just inspires me, and it impacts me in a way that I can't really put into words. And it also gives me the gumption to know that I can't stop what I'm doing. I have to keep going, and I have to continue to push my dream and my vision into fruition. Right, that's a great question. I think success is what you make it. Success is being able to live the life that you genuinely feel that you've been called to be able to give your gift to the world without any hindrances. And in order to be able to be put into that position, it takes work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice and a lot of things that a lot of people are just not willing to go through, you know? So I would say success is being able to impact the world in a way, in a positive way, and in a way in which you can bring and manifest your calling, so to speak. I don't think success is financial. I think that success is a feeling. It's not monetary, it's a feeling. There are a lot of people that we would not, or Sally, Susie, Johnny would not consider to be successful, that genuinely believe they're successful because they have manifested what they wanted for their life. Happiness, health, security, mental health, wellness, you know what I mean? Family, camaraderie, those things, you know, a lot of people like myself define as success. Yes, it's great to secure the bag. That obviously you have to eat, you have to live, you have to take care of your kids. But I think even generational wealth and what that means is success, but not because you have money to pass over, but because you have something that will enable your children to have a better life than you did. So those are my definitions of success. Having times where you have to pull rabbits out of hats, so to speak, is what truly sets you aside from the rest and asserts your talent, you know. So I would say that first video shoot was pretty tough, not having the clothes, having to tell my dad and the management team that there were no clothes and that I was going to literally curate ensembles and looks for each person just on a whim. So that, you know, them putting that much trust in me to do it at all, you know, it was a lot. It was hectic, but just seeing the outcome of what I curated was like, it was everything to me. Like I can't even explain it. So I think some of my biggest challenges like that became like my biggest accomplishment, so to speak. I would say sometimes for some creatives, I don't want to speak for all creatives, but for some creatives, from what I've observed, it is interchangeable in a sense. Like some stylists design, and some designers end up styling, or some get into one facet of the business to eventually get into the other, or some just have a passion for both. Me personally, I'm a stylist through and through, forever and always. That is my first title. I'm an all things fashion girl, as I say. So I do curate and put together capsule collections, but I would not consider myself a designer at this point. No, because I don't hand sew, I curate. So I spearheaded the annual fashion shows at John Jay College when I was an undergrad. Myself and the president of, I guess, the student council and another young lady came together to curate a series of fashion shows to create like morale and just kind of a different feel to what was going on in the college, you know. And so we casted models from both inside and outside the school. We had runway coaches come and train them every weekend, and we got a contract, wrote a proposal with the school to allot us the space, the theater space. I think it held about like 2,000 to 3,000 people. So we did an excellent job. We packed the house out. We had a series of like independent artists perform in between the scenes, and we recruited a bunch of up-and-coming designers that we knew, DJs and things of that nature. And now I'm happy and proud to say that almost all the designers that we recruited for our very first show are either like celebrity stylists or designers. One of our designers was on Project Runway. So we had a great eye for talent, I would say. I believe the DJ that we use each year is now on Power 105. So we, you know, it was a really good time. Everybody was young and hustling, and just wanted to create our own lane, so to speak. So it was super fun because I curated it from the ground up. With video shoots, there's usually already a vision, and I just tap into that vision and just like put my Sannette Nicole zhuzh, my Sannette Nicole spin on it. So it's a little different, but it's also still very fun. But I would say curating from the ground up a vision that I have and seeing it come into fruition, and then having the school continue on with that tradition. I would say if I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the fashion shows for that reason. I would say that I feel like I incorporate fashion in all of my passions, but I do feel like motivational speaking is one of my passions. I have a master's degree in psychology. I'm very much interested in human behavior and development. And so I used to mentor at-risk youth, and I used to be a domestic violence counselor. So I do feel like a lot of what I have done, I always try to have like a positive message for anyone that I feel is in need, or people often ask me for advice, friends and family and things of that nature. So I kind of have a little bit of a knack for it, like a young Ayala and that, should, or at least my sister thinks so. But so I try to incorporate that. I have like positive affirmations that I used to use on a radio show that I did, like little mantras that just come to mind when speaking about different topics. And one of my core, mantras is value. Value of oneself and knowing one's worth. And my motto is, you know your worth, you don't give discounts. And so I turned that into a t-shirt that is also available on my website. And so I decided to do a series of Sannette Nicole Says mantra t-shirts just to inspire, encourage, and uplift. And so that's my way of merging fashion with philanthropy and upliftment and motivation. So philanthropy is also, a passion of mine. I have a foundation in honor of my mom. She was very much into servicing women and children. She spent her life in a social service realm. And so I came up with the handbag charity where annually around the holidays I collect pre-loved handbags and we fill them up with toiletries and things that homeless women may need, and we give them out to shelters and homeless women in the street. It's difficult. It's difficult. I'm going to say it's difficult because it's difficult. Like, that's why. Because humans are hard, and life is hard, and jobs are hard, and expressing yourself as a creative and trying to get yourself out there and get to the level you want to get is hard. And you have to have friends, family, and counterparts. Your partner has to be understanding of that. When you're in the creative realm, the hours are long. They vary. It's not. There's no structure as far as the time is concerned. So you have to be mindful of that as well, and be as transparent, honest as you can with your partner or whomever you're dealing with, so that they're aware and they don't feel bamboozled, into the relationship or what have you. So personally speaking, I lead with transparency and genuineness all the time, and it is what it is, and it's kind of a take it or leave it situation. I'm very much into compromise when I feel it's worth it, so I don't have a problem with making time. And let's be clear, people make time for what they want to make time for. There are 24 hours in a day, and if somebody doesn't have 5 minutes to give you, then they're probably just not that into you. So I'm just going to say that. Like I said, I'm going to feel that the person is worth it, then you're willing to, stick it out and try to make some compromise and find the time when you can. You also need somebody that's supportive of your dreams. Friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, other, whomever. You need to be around people that are not only like-minded, ambitious, positive, but just uplifting. Hold you accountable, realistic, but uplifting. You don't need any negative Nancy's around you. Get away from them. Point blank in the period. That will only stifle your goals, your dreams, your vision, and bring you down. In addition to that, being a parent, as a creative can be very hard, especially when you're a single parent and, the responsibilities of your child day to day are solely on you. It is very difficult to continue on with your dream and to pursue it. A lot of times, I hardly ever have a sitter, and nannies are expensive. So when you're investing in your dream, sometimes you have to take your kid with you. Like, it's with me now. She is like my assistant, my style assistant, whatever it is. Like, I have to incorporate her, and people just have to respect and understand it, because I'm fighting for my dream, but I'm not ever gonna, not be a parent. That is my first priority in life. It is everything to me. So if it's not about her, it's not about anything. I'm doing this for her. So I see my brand flourishing and just doing more of what I want, as opposed to having that, that unspoken fear that us creatives usually have, because we see the trends and what's happening. And I just plan to stay true to myself, to continue to network, to continue to evolve. I'm going to be working on some charitable projects that I'm going to fuse with my style series tutorials, where I will be teaching teaching and informing people how to enhance their style, how to zhuzh things up, how to remix things, how to wear one piece 5 different times, because we don't let social media tell us that we can only wear it once, and how to make it look different. And so just teaching people a variety of tools and skills that they can utilize throughout, you know, their lives to enhance and improve upon their style. I want to do some motivational speaking and panels as well. I'm going to be doing style editing for Floss magazines. I'm going to be doing some interviews and articles with them and some photo shoots, so check that out. Just continue to build upon the Sannette Nicole empire, so to speak, as best I can. Definitely some red carpet recaps, so check that out, like red carpet corresponding from some award shows will be coming up as well. But just elevation, flourishment, upliftment, happiness, all of those things you will see from the Sannette Nicole brand. Fabulousness, swagginess, you know, zhuzh upon zhuzh on zhuzh on zhuzh. So, never having food to yourself. Nothing. All right, little one.
All right. So if you had a plate of fried chicken, right? So we know, like, we chasing chicken. So
that's right.
And chicken is usually, in my case, you know, ambition. We're chasing our passion, right?
That's right.
But we're gonna talk about chicken, like the actual chicken,
like
right?
Fried chicken, like
right.
Mama's fried chicken.
Exactly. So if you had a plate of fried chicken, what would be your 2 sides?
Ooh. Okay. First, can I just do a little sidebar about fried chicken? Fried chicken is life. It's the reason why I'm not vegan or vegetarian. Sorry, all my vegan and vegetarian friends. Chicken I cannot let go of, especially fried chicken. My mother taught me how to fry it when I was about 17, 18 years old. I used to make it in college. I perfected it for the basketball team, made money, chased that chicken while making that chicken. And now my whole family can't get enough of it. They fight over it at Thanksgiving. So chicken is life. So 2 sides, greens, and I would have to say, depending upon my mood, but I would say greens and sweet potato. But real sweet potato, southern, like people who know how to make it, not just
like yams.
Yams,
right,
yams.
exactly, right, damn.
Thanksgiving vibes, yes.
Live in your area code. You now listening to the new Fast Life, check it out. Roll the dice, my baby need shoes. Can't eat trees, my babies need food.